Hello, students. Good morning to all. Today, for the final year students for English literature, I am starting a new novel, the very important novel after R. K. Narayan's novel, The Guide. This novel's name is Jane Eyre. I am Dr. S. R. Bhargav, Associate Professor in English, and in this novel, we have seen how the main heroine Jane Eyre suffers from childhood to her death, and she is introduced as the heroine of the novel. First of all, I introduce you the novelist Charlotte Bronte along with the novel. Charlotte Bronte was an English novelist and a poet, the eldest of the three Bronte sisters who survived into adulthood and whose novels became classics of English literature. She enlisted in the school at Roe Head in January 1830, aged 14 years. She left the year after to teach her sisters Emily and Anne at home, returning in 1835 as a governess. In 1839, she undertook the role as governess for the Sidgwick family, but left after a few months to return to Haworth, where the sisters opened its school, but failed to attract people. Instead, they returned to writing, and they each first published in 1846 under the pseudonyms of the Currer, Alice, and Acton Bell. How she, along with her sisters, tried to open a school, and she became a writer instead of a founder of the school. While her first novel, The Professor, was rejected by publishers, her second novel, Jane Eyre, was published in 1847. The sisters admitted to their best Bell pseudonyms in 1848, and by the following year was celebrated in London literary circles. So, her first novel, Professor, was rejected. Second novel, Jane Eyre, got published in 1847. It was a success, and she wrote as the pseudonym as Currer Bell. The novel revolutionized prose fiction by being the first to focus on its protagonist's moral and spiritual development through an intimate first-person narrative. The narrative technique of the novel starts with the first person, where actions and events are colored by the psychological intensity. We have a psychological intensity in the story of the events. Charlotte Bronte has been called the first historian of the private consciousness and the literary ancestor of writers like Proust and Joyce. Consciousness, the running flow of thought and feelings. The book contains elements of social criticism with a strong sense of Christian morality at its core, and it is considered by many to be ahead of its time because of Jane's individualistic character and how the novel approaches the topics of class, sexuality, religion, and feminism. In this book, we have social criticism. The people from society criticize the novel on the basis of some class, sexuality, religion, and feminism. Feminism, the concept of women to fight for their rights. It, along the Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, is one of the most famous romance novels of all time. So, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is compared with the novel in this sense. The plot of the novel, Jane Eyre, is divided into 38 chapters. It was originally published in 3 volumes in the 19th century, comprising chapters 1 to 15, 16 to 27, and 28 to 38. The second edition was dedicated to William Makepeace Thackeray. William Makepeace Thackeray was also a novelist. The novel is a first-person narrative from the perspective of the title character. The novel setting is somewhere in the north of England late in the reign of George III. It goes through 5 distinct stages. Jane's childhood at Gateshead Hall, where she is emotionally and physically abused by her aunt. We see that how Jane Eyre, as an orphan, starts her life. She is sent to Gateshead for her education at Lowood School, where she gains friends and roles models but suffers privations oppression. Her time as governess at Thornfield Hill, where she falls in love with her mysterious employer, Edward Fairfax Rochester. Her time in the Moor House, during which her earnest but cold clergyman cousin, St. John Rivers, proposes to her, and ultimately her reunion with and marriage to her beloved Rochester. In this paragraph, we have seen that how she goes to Gateshead, Lowood School, and she meets both type of people, sympathetic and unsympathetic. She loves Rochester and marriages with him. Throughout these sections, the novel provides perspectives on a number of important social issues and ideas, many of which are critical of the status quo. Jane Eyre, aged 10, lives at Gateshead Hall with her maternal uncle's family. The Reeds, as a result of her uncle's dying wish. It was the wish of her uncle that she would accompany Reed's family. Jane was orphaned several years earlier when her parents died of typhus. Mr. Reed, Jane's uncle, was the only member of the Reed family who was ever kind to Jane. Jane's aunt, Sarah Reed, dislikes her, abuses her, and treats her as a burden. And Mrs. Reed discourages her these children from associating with Jane. Jane, as a result, becomes defensive against her cruel judgment. The nursemaid, Bessie, proves to be Jane's only ally in the household, even though Bessie occasionally scolds Jane harshly. So Jane comes across several people, loving or unloving, and gets cruel judgment from the nurses. The nurse Bessie proves to be Jane's only friend in the household. She loves her, even though Bessie occasionally scolds Jane harshly. Excluded from the family activities, Jane leads an unhappy childhood, with only a doll and books with which to entertain herself. She is sent to Loud Institution for her education. At Loud Institution, as a school for poor and orphaned girls, Jane soon finds that life is harsh. She attempts to fit it in and befriends an older girl, Helen Burns. During a class session, her new friend is criticized for her poor instance and dirty nails, and receives a lashing as a result. Later, Jane tells Helen that she could not have borne such public humiliation. But Helen philosophically tells her that it would be her duty to do so. Jane then tells Helen how badly she has been treated by Mrs. Reed, but Helen tells her that she would be far happier if she did not bear grudges. So Helen tries to convince her about the betterment of the society. In due course, Mr. Brocklehurst visits the school while Jane is trying to make herself look inconspicuous. She accidentally drops her slate, therefore drawing attention to herself. She is then forced to stand on a stool and is branded a sinner and a liar. Later, Miss Temple, the career superintendent, facilitates Jane's self-defense and publicly clears her of any wrongdoing. Helen and Miss Temple are Jane's two main role models who positively guides her development despite the harsh treatment she has received from many others. Now Jane Austen is sent to Thornfield Hall. After 6 years as a student and 2 as a teacher at Lowood, Jane decides to leave in pursuit of a new life, growing bored of her life at Lowood. Her friend and confidant Miss Temple also leaves after getting married. Jane advertises her services as a governess in a newspaper. Now we see that she suffers from very bitter life and she becomes a governess. She applies for the post, a housekeeper at Thornfield Hall. Alice Fairfax replies to Jane's advertisement. Jane takes the position teaching Adele Vance, a young French girl. One night, while Jane is carrying a letter to the post from Thornfield, a horseman and a dog passes her. Now there comes a turning point in her life. It was Edward Fairfax. The horse slips on ice and throws the rider. Despite the rider's surliness, Jane helps him to get back onto his horse. Later back at Thornfield, she learns that this man's Edward Rochester, master of the house. Adele was left in his care when her mother abandoned her. It is not immediately apparent whether Adele is Rochester's daughter or not. Jane travels as from Thornfield as she can using the little money she had previously saved. She accidentally leaves her bundle of possessions on the coach and is forced to sleep on the moor. She unsuccessfully attempts to trade her handkerchief and gloves for food. Exhausted and starving, she eventually makes her way to the home of Dinah and Mary Rivers, but is turned away by the housekeeper. She collapses on the doorstep, preparing for her death. Clergyman St. John Rivers, Dinah and Mary's brother, rescues her. After Jane regains her health, St. John finds her a teaching position at a nearby village school. Jane becomes good friends with the sisters, but St. John remains aloof. Now, Jane comes across with a person, St. John. Conclusion. Thinking that the pious and conscientious Jane will make a suitable missionary wife of St. John, asks her to marry him and go with him to India, not out of love but out of duty. Jane initially accepts going to India but rejects the marriage proposal, suggesting they travel as brother and sister. As soon as Jane's resolve against marriage to St. John begins to weaken, she mystically hears Mr. Rochester's voice calling her name. Jane then returns to Thornfield to find only blackened ruins. She learns that Mr. Rochester's wife set the house on fire and committed suicide by jumping from the roof. In his rescue attempts, Mr. Rochester lost a hand and his eyesight. Jane reunites with him, but he fears that she will be repulsed by his condition. Am I hideous, Jane? He asks. Very, sir, you always were, you know, she replies. When Jane assures him of her love and tells him that she will never leave him, Mr. Rochester proposes again and they are married. They live together in an old house in the woods called Fernandine Manor. Rochester regains sight in the one eye 2 years after his and Jane's marriage, and he sees their newborn son. So, in this topic, we have seen how introductory the novel has been. The role of the heroine Jane Eyre has been presented as a sacrificing girl who spent her lot of time in an orphanage. How she is treated, behaved by the others, and she remains silent. She never becomes revolutionary. She has some bitter moments in her life. Some friends become with her and others are not helpful, and she describes her such life in a very very frank manner. Thanks students, thanks.